Am I the asshole for pushing my wife to leave on time every day? My wife and I have been together for 12 years, and ever since I met her she's had a tentative grip on time management. This has always been a bit of a pain point in our relationship, as I really value punctuality. Through many discussions and fights over the years, we have largely decided to leave the topic alone, and to do our best to be understanding of each other's perspectives. That doesn't mean that she does any better being punctual though. This has always irked me a bit, as I think it's disrespectful and rude to be late, but I don't want constant conflict with my wife, so I do my best to not bring it up. I am getting ready to start work again, after being away for a year to support our little ones abroad while my wife completed her master's degree. While my work offers some flexibility with the start time, I need to start before 8 a.m. leading up to my first day. I've wanted to practice getting the kids to daycare at a time that allows me to make it to work before 8 a.m. so I set my expectations that we need to leave by 7:10 a.m. I told the kids this and my wife this, and there was no protest. My kids are adjusting fine to this change. They're tired and little grumpy, but they go along with it. But my wife on the other hand has fought this at every step. Every morning it seems that there is some excuse. You didn't give me a 5-minute warning. It's not that important since you're not working yet. I needed to shower. While she is usually only about 15-20 minutes late, it is enough that I hit worse traffic and am unable to make it to work in time. I do everything I can to expedite things in the morning, waking up, feeding, and dressing the kids. But she still can't get herself ready in time to leave. I find this extremely frustrating and disrespectful. Sure, I'm not back at work for a few days, but I really wanted to get this routine down before I need to do it for real. I'm anxious about starting work again, and this has only added to my anxiety. I remind my wife, sometimes fairly assertively, most mornings about the 7:10 drop-dead time being important to me and how I find it disrespectful that she isn't ready by then. This usually leads to an argument and hard feelings. I don't feel that I should give in on this though. I think she is being narcissistic by not supporting me with this, and I think she is wrong. While I don't want to argue with her, I need her to help me out so I can be on time. Am I the asshole? Edit 1. My wife needs to be ready for 7:10 because she sometimes rides along with us in the morning. Even if she isn't riding along, she likes to help get the kids ready in the morning, and the kids demand to see her in the morning. She doesn't respect the 7:10 departure time when she is helping though. Edit 2. We have a good, healthy relationship. We are both good communicators and try to respect each other's unique perspectives. This specific issue seems to bring out the worst in both of us though. I think she is being narcissistic by not supporting me with this. I don't think it's a question of narcissism. Your wife obviously has problems managing her time. You've already tried to help her and you can't be late for work or take the kids to school late because of her. Next time, warn her that you'll be leaving without her when she wakes up and tell her the time 5 minutes before leaving. If she's not ready on time, you leave. And you do it every morning. Incidentally, your wife may suffer from ADHD. It's a possibility she can consider if she wants to be diagnosed someday. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She's being very inconsiderate. The hard truth is you might have to leave without her a time or two to drive this point home. I understand and agree with not usually nagging her, but her tardiness is directly affecting you now and you can't keep quiet about it. Not the asshole. Turn the tables. Let it be her responsibility to get the kids ready and drop them off. Since she doesn't care about punctuality, then she shouldn't mind making herself late for work. Why does you having to be at work have to deal with whether she needs to be ready at a specific time? Not the asshole. Leave without her. The kids demand to see her in the morning. You are in fact the parent. The kids don't get to make demands. Plus she does not need to be ready for them to see her. Just don't count on her in the morning and do your own thing. Literally pretend she's not there and that you're doing it all yourself. If she wants a ride, then she's got to be on time. If the kids are disappointed, then it's on her. She simply cannot or will not do what needs to be done, so go without her. Not the asshole. It would probably only take a few times. If not, then you know it's not something she has control over, and perhaps start thinking about ADHD testing or therapy. But stop the cycle. GL. Info: why does she need to be ready at this time too? You're dropping the kids off at daycare, why does your wife need to get ready too? Not the asshole. Poor punctuality and bad timekeeping are my bugbear as well. I also believe being late is rude and disrespectful. If she is being difficult about this, I would tell her getting the kids to childcare will be her responsibility, and you will only be responsible for getting yourself to work, and you will be leaving at a certain time regardless of her and the kids. ESH. This is obviously very important to you, and so your wife should be willing to support you, but it sounds like you also already had a feeling this was going to be a disaster. Stop hounding her. She's an adult. You know you need to leave at 7:10. Leave at 7:10. If she's not ready to leave with you, she gets left behind. If the kids aren't ready to leave with you, they get left behind with her. She's an adult and she will figure it out. If she doesn't like having to figure it out, she will start getting up earlier and helping you get your kids ready. She sometimes rides along with you, so now the hard rule is if she's not out the door by 7:10, you leave without her and she makes her own way. I have terrible time blindness, and frankly I've been left a lot. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What kind of adult can't wake up 15 minutes earlier? She doesn't support your new job and its requirements, but she expects you to accommodate her poor time management? Info: why does she need to be ready at 7:10? Are you all riding together? Sounds to me like there may be an executive function issue here. That's my bias though, as my ex-wife has ADHD and I used to deal with this all the time, and yeah, it was always a fight. Has that ever been looked at? If that's the issue, try to have some compassion, but also understand that you still have to figure out how to be on time. Perhaps you just go without her. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Leave at 7:10 with or without her. Info: what exactly is happening? Are you changing everyone's schedule to fit into your schedule now? How did everyone function before this change? Why does she need to go on this ride along at all? Tell your wife you are not waiting for her, and if she isn't ready on time, then she makes her own way to wherever she needs to be. Then walk out the door on time. Not the asshole. Sounds like executive dysfunction and time blindness. Both traits of ADHD. There are tons of coping mechanisms that she might find helpful even if she isn't ADHD. Maybe you could research them together to find a routine that works for her. Not the asshole. There was another post similar where the OP didn't let his other half know he was leaving the building and got zinged for it. So stick to your timeline, but say goodbye before leaving. It also sounds like she has her own transportation, so there isn't an issue of her being stranded. I would say if she causes the children not to be ready, then she'll need to take them to daycare. Not the asshole, but your wife isn't being a narcissist here. Honestly, calling her that doesn't even make logical sense as to what narcissism actually is. I am ADHD and struggle with time management because of time blindness. Something that I think will take me 5 minutes can end up taking me 20, or I get distracted by something while getting ready and don't realize what time it is. She needs to do better. If she needs a 5-minute warning, then she can set one on her phone. She's had a tentative grip on time management. Well, that is, hands down, my new favorite phrase. Not the asshole. Have your wife checked for ADHD? Stop with the narcissistic talk. It is really not necessary or valid. She probably has time blindness and does not do it on purpose. It is just how her mind works. A former boss once told me you don't have to be the smartest, strongest person at your job, but control what you can, be on time, be the hardest worker in the room. Your wife needs to understand that's what you're trying to do and she's sabotaging your efforts at making a good impression on your new employer.